don't know if we're live yet, so give it a second. Making sure everything's okay. Alright, so I think we're good to go. So this is just a really random stream. I wasn't actually expecting to really do a stream tonight. I have to work in an hour, so I just wanted to kind of do this because I've been making a lot of content recently and putting a lot of time into video editing that I really haven't had time to just do a stream and do what I wanted. So that's what I'm doing now. Just kind of hanging out, seeing if anybody's on, and, you know, chit-chatting, doing a thing. Those of you who don't know, I am a moderator in a Facebook page called the Aquariums Unlimited. Hey, what's up? How's it going? I'm a moderator in a goldfish forum page, and I've been putting a lot of time into that. And I just started like 2 days ago, and I've been putting so much time into that that I've just haven't had time to do anything else but edit that Logan Paul video. That's been a big thing I've been working on for the last day and a half. How's it going? It's going good for me, you know, living the dream. I have to go to work in a little while, but thought I'd do a quick stream and just hang out with some people. Heather, hey, happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to you. I'm actually really excited it's Saturday. Next week I get to go home for the weekend, but I have to wait until then to actually go home, so it's going to be a long week. But yeah, I've been kind of moderating this Goldfish Keepers forum, and it's been a hassle and a half. It's probably like the most time-consuming thing I've done in a while. There's a lot of great people involved with it. The Goldfish Rescue of Wisconsin that I quote all the time is in there. Joshua from Water Pigs USA is in there as well. So I get to communicate with a lot of awesome people all the time. But it's kind of stressful, so I took an hour off, and I'm doing the stream. Aquariums Unlimited said, do you have angelfish? I do not, but I would like to have some, because I hear that they breed really easily, and I'd like to be able to breed some of them. Fishy Wishies says, hey everybody, hello, how's it going? Hope everybody's having a great weekend. Eric Herbert says, oh, Hebert. Herbert, Sherbert. It says, hey Eric. But, yeah, you know, it's been really cold here. Can't go outside, can't do anything fun, so I'm just stuck indoors, working on stuff. I want to ask a question, and it's okay if you guys say no. I just am curious. Have any of you guys watched my Logan Paul video, and what did you think of it? Kind of sounds like I'm being condescending or, like, only promoting myself, but I'm actually legitimately curious because I want to know if people want me to continue doing those videos. That one video in particular took me a long time to put together. It had just happened that day, and I started recording that night, or that morning, or afternoon, and then by the time I was done editing everything, it was like 2 in the morning, so I'm really excited. I was excited to show it to you guys. I know there are some issues with it, little issues that I want to go back and fix, but I did spend a lot of time editing it, which is why when it came down to the end, I didn't know what to put at the end. I normally have like a credits reel and stuff like that, and I just decided to put that in the dancing in because I legitimately just was done. I was like, I'm not going to go through and do everything else. Eric says, I started my first aquarium last Monday. Oh, that's awesome. What'd you put in it? I'm curious. Fishy Wishies. Fishy Wishes. I'm going to get that so mixed up. Says, congrats, Eric. Heather says, haven't seen it yet. I have the bell clicked, but I didn't get notified that you uploaded it. But we'll check it out after this. You probably didn't get it because it was really, really late. It was like 3 in the morning I put it out, I think, and it was interesting. Eric says, thanks, Fishy. Aquariums Unlimited says, they do, but it's a long process, trust me. It's not like letting guppies breed and then putting some work into fruppies. Fruppies. With angels, you have to be fully submerged, and you have to take one, and if you make, oh my god, fully submerged, and if you make one mistake, ... Yeah, Susan from SLC Aquatics raises angelfish, so I've been watching her. Fishy Wishes says, Eric, you're welcome. Fishman says, hi, Dusty and everyone. Hi, Fishman. How's it going? Hope your night's going good. And also, if you guys did, make sure you click that little bell so you're notified when we have a live stream or things go public on video. Also, if you check out Patreon and my Twitter, I always put up the videos there as well. I'm starting to update my Facebook so I can upload videos right away. I'm working on that, but because I've been occupied with the Goldfish Keepers forum or the Goldfish Keepers Facebook page, I haven't really messed with my Facebook too much, but I'm working on that as well. Eric says I put 2 jewel cichlids and some other African cichlids that's bright blue, but I wasn't classified when I got it. I'm not well versed in cichlids. That's something that's kind of out of my realm. Goldfish, cold water fish are my realm, and some smaller ones like bettas and guppies and cory cats. Cory cats, I love cory cats, but when it comes to like those things, when it comes to cichlids, I don't have a clue. Fishy Wishes says aquariums are a lot of fun and very rewarding. Yes, they are. If they weren't fun and rewarding, would you be watching this channel? Eric says, and very expensive. Oh, yeah, very expensive. My two first 20-gallon tanks were the most expensive tanks I've ever bought, and they were like $100 a piece. That's including the tank and everything in them. Aquariums Unlimited says, did you say Jake Paul's tank? Yes, I did. I'm very nervous about it. The question I have is, why did he put a TV right in front of the tank? Isn't the whole point to enjoy the fish tank? I could be wrong. I saw that on somebody's video, and I'm trying to remember who, but it's like, what's the point in doing that? Madfish Diva says, hi, Dusty. Hi, Madfish Diva. Your shirt is going to be on the way soon. I've had to contact 2 other people so far. Nobody apparently wants to receive my emails. I keep drawing new winners, and instead of making a video about them every time, I've been just emailing them separately. But a lot of people haven't replied back. So if nobody replies back by this Thursday, I'm ordering the shirts, and we're done with it. I'll get one. You'll get one. Will it be limited edition? Raccoon Creek says, hello, Raccoon. Fishy Wishes says, watch the Julids. Mine were extremely aggressive. Most cichlids I've seen have been extremely aggressive. I haven't found one that's like, yeah, it's okay. My sister's blood red parrot, like, physically attacked her peacock cichlid, and it was like, what's the deal? I couldn't help her with that one. Aquarium's Lily said, same, $40,000 wasted. Yeah, but you know what's even worse is Logan Paul spent $14,000 on a pond, and then probably around $10,000 more on some koi, and then practically killed his koi. If you go to my Dear Jake Paul video, you can see all about that. I just put in the basics. So you didn't have to suffer through the vlogs, but I did. Eric says, I'm just trying to figure out why the water hasn't cleared up yet. It's still a little cloudy. It takes about 2 months for the water to clear out because you didn't cycle. That's something I kind of mentioned in my Dear Jake Paul video, or Dear Logan Paul video. You have to let the water cycle, or add the beneficial bacteria to the water, or add media that has already been cycled, before you add the fish. That's how it produces, that's what eats the waste so ammonia doesn't build up in the tank. It's one of the most important things you can do when you get a tank. If you don't start off with a cycle, generally your tank is going to kill its fish. I think the last time I set up a tank that didn't cycle, of maybe the 12 fish we put into it, 2 are still alive. It's going to kill a lot of your fish, which is upsetting, but that's what happens. Aquarium said it has to cycle, that's why. Yeah, cycling. Madfish Diva, it's all good. So I am ordering the shirts, don't you worry. I have mine made and I have yours made, but I need to know who else is getting one. So that's fun, right? Eric, yeah, mine are aggressive, but when I added the 3rd, I left it in the bag and let it float in the tank and slowly acclimated to the water, to the bag. I've noticed that aggressive fish are generally the most aggressive when there's only 2 in the tank. When there's 3, it generally eases the aggression because now there's more than one fish it can go after, which is probably the reason why my sister's cichlids always got into fights. Fishy says, yeah, I agree, it needs to cycle. Yeah. And Cranes Unlimited said, I got a new bluegill. If you guys want to check it out, native species keeping it like going to the moon for my goals. I want to get my sister some bluegills. Her tank is 100 gallons, and she only has 1 peacock cichlid left. It's not doing that great. I was thinking about maybe taking it back to the store for her, or finding a new home for it online, and then getting her some bluegill, because she does like fishing, so there's that. Fishy Wishes, look up nitrogen cycle, watch the ammonia levels close. Yes. My recommendation is if you didn't cycle the tank, do daily 50% water changes. That's what I've learned over the last couple of years. If you add the fish right away, do a lot of water changes. Eric, so put the fish in early then. I waited about 2 hours before I added them. You only need to wait like, wait. Put the fish in early then? No, no, no. You want to wait late. So you don't want to put the fish in until 2 months a month to 2 months after you cycle. You set up the tank, you fill it with water, you turn on the filter, and every day you add food to the water, even though there's no fish, to help build up the beneficial bacteria. Then it's cycled the tank. Then you can add the fish. And when you add the fish, you can generally let the bag sit in the water for about 20 minutes before you add it, depending on how much water there is. You don't have to drip acclimated or anything like that unless your water is drastically different than where you got it from. I only drip acclimate if like I'm getting a fish from California and I don't know what their water's like out there. So unless you're doing salt or something, you really don't have to worry about it. Um, Eric, okay, cool, thanks so much. Raccoon says bluegill act very similar to Oscars. See, I wanted to get my sister some Oscars, but she said no. According to Lynn, I'd like to watch him eat. Super cool. Yeah, there's a YouTube channel. It's like Bass something. Bass. I'm trying to remember. They have a tank full of one bluegill and like 3 largemouth bass, and they feed it all the time. It's a really cool channel. I'm trying to remember what it's called though. Eric says the fish are doing great now, but I just like a clear tank. Yeah, it's gonna stay murky for a while. And if you depend, it also could be if you added sand or gravel and you didn't wash it off properly, that happens to it as well. I know when I move my tanks back and forth between school and home, if I don't clear out the gravel, take out the gravel, becomes very murky very quickly because everything dries out. Raccoon Creek says this summer I plan to set up a native stream tank. I'm hoping to catch a rainbow darter. That would actually be really cool. Unfortunately, in Wisconsin, we can't catch native fish and put them in our tanks. We can buy native fish and put them in our tanks, but you have to keep proof of purchase. It's really weird. Bama bass, that's what it's called. Yeah, you're right, Bama bass. I watch them. I used to watch them like every day, and I kind of became iffy about them when they threw a frog into the tank. I love frogs dearly, so watching that hurt me a lot. I mean, it survived and whatnot, but it was like, oh boy, if it doesn't survive, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Eric says, I'm on well water and the store was city water. I mean, I know there's a difference when it comes to chlorine, but as long as you dechlorinated it, I'm assuming it's not a big deal. I come from well water, and where I currently live is city water, and I really don't drip acclimate to that either. Unless there's something drastically wrong with it, there's no really big reason to do it. Fishy Wishes says, Eric, you can get bottles that have the beneficial bacteria from the pet store. It's called Cycle. Yeah, let me see. Oh, I don't have any. I used to have a whole bottle full of it. I would add it in right after all of my water changes. It helps just to help make sure everything's okay. Also, heads up, when you clean your tank, let's say you're changing your filter or something, don't do a water change if you're going to change the filter cartridge. Generally, you don't want to change the filter cartridge anyway, but periodically, I know with like goldfish, it gets clogged up and disgusting, so you want to change it. Don't do a water change when you do that. Also, never wash your filter cartridge under tap water. Because of the chlorine in the water and things like that, it kills your beneficial bacteria, and then you wind up with an uncycled tank all over again, even though you spent the last 2 months cycling your tank. That's something I also mentioned in the Dear Logan Paul video as well. Aquariums Unlimited to definitely get some angels. I want to. I'm having some plans going on over the next couple of weeks, but if everything goes well during the summer, I'll definitely get some angels. Eric, okay, cool. I did find a store about 45 minutes away. That is a fish specialty store, not a pet store, so I might go there. Yes, you should. I went to my first fish specialty store. Yeah, talking is hard. Fish specialty store a couple years ago, and it was the greatest experience. It was amazing. Aquarium Unlimited is cool. When you have a good amount of them, they group and swim together. Fishy Wishes says, I have well water too, but you still have to test it. Yes, you do. I have testing strips. They're over there. I do have fish testing strips, and definitely add tap water. I used to help out with our local well, and I know how much chlorine they pumped into that water. Make sure you add dechlorinator. That's really important. Aquariums Limited said, always use Prime. Yeah, I have some Prime here. I have Prime and API. Um, and I also have Tetra. Um, I have all of these, and then another thing you might want to keep on hand, because I've learned the hard way, is fish medications. I keep Prezi Pro, Metro, Ick Remedy, Ick Guard, Melifix, and I have some more over there. I keep everything together. I have a lot of different things that I use just because you never know. Like when I first got my goldfish, they started flashing or shining. Sorry, so I had to use this. Now I think one of my goldfish has an internal parasite, so I have to use Metro. It's nice to keep on hand, and all these things you can buy at Aquarium Co-op fairly cheap. So that's what I do. I try to buy one medication with each paycheck, just so I have everything together. Um, Fishy Wishes get an API test kit. Yeah, that works as well. I use API test kits when I'm about to do a massive water change or I'm about to move somewhere. I generally use the test strips then if I just have an inkling that something's wrong, just because it's cheaper. Aquarium's Unlimited Master Test Kit. Yeah, you can buy one on Amazon. It was like half off not too long ago. I should have picked one up, but I didn't. But I would recommend getting one of those as well. Aquarium Unlimited, I always use it for monthly checks on my tanks. Eric, so how do I rinse the filter? Sorry, I'm misinformed. What I do is I take the filter out after you do a water change, take it out and just kind of squeeze it or brush it off inside of the water that just came out of the tank. That way, it allows you to clean it off, but you don't kill the beneficial bacteria. So whenever I do my water changes, I always pull the cartridges out of the filter, rinse it with my hands, like scrub it off in the bucket, and then just put it right back in, and you're back, no problem. Fishy Wishes, yes, the master one, I use that one all the time. Yeah, Aquarium Limit, I have a whole medicine cabinet just for my fish. Yeah, I do too. I think mine's probably a little bit smaller than yours, but this is mine. So in here I have a lot of different things. This is not for my fish, this is for a spider. But I have my hand sanitizer because you never know what you're dealing with. You could end up with something that might be transferred to you, you never know. So I keep my hand sanitizer right here next to all my fish medications. I have my filter, what is this? Oh, I know. It's like media, but it's not. It's I'm trying to think of what it's called. I'm drawing a blank. It's inside the filter. You take it out when you mix with medicines. I'll tell you in a sec. I have it on here. I'm trying to remember. What is it called? I'm drawing such a blank. Carbon. Carbon. I took the carbon out. That's going to be a really awkward pause. I'm watching it right now. I take the carbon out. Then I have my Metro. I just got this brand new one from a resident whose fish died. But I keep all this stuff together just so it's all in one spot. This is what I was using as a temporary hide for my Dojaloch. And then I'm also in the process of making my own medicated fish food right here. It looks really gross. It is what it is. Fishy Wishes, no problem. Don't rinse or clean the filter too often. You want the beneficial bacteria to colonize. Yeah, that is true. I don't do it every time because I do a water change once a week. I do it every once in a while. When I notice my filter's starting to slow down, that's when I go and do it. Aquarium Limited, and if you have a hang on the back, don't change it too often. It houses all your bacteria. Yes, that's true. And while bacteria does survive in the water, it's not a lot. I think I had a conversation with someone. I don't quite remember. Fishy Wishes, I clean my hang on the back filters about once a month. They don't ever clean the sponge out all the way, and don't use any chemicals like bleach. Yes, 100%. Again, if you check out that Logan Paul video, you'll see that you don't want to use any bleach or any chlorine. Crimson, why would you use bleach? That's a good question. Down the wormhole. Oh, good to see you, DH. Good to see you. How's it going? I was meaning to comment back on the video the comment you did to me, and I'm trying to remember what it was. But it did make me laugh. I was sitting in a meeting, and I chuckled when I saw what you wrote. Eric, oh, I'm taking notes. LOL. Well, I did too. My first time there. Oh, I'm gonna move the camera for a hot sec, but well, I gotta make sure that's okay now. Yeah, it should be fine for a hot second. When I first started off, I didn't know about the books and stuff, but this book has been an immense help. It's not just for goldfish. It's for everything you can imagine. I bought this, I think, for $5 at my local bookstore. It's the mini encyclopedia of goldfish. And in this book, it teaches you how to cycle your tank, how much you should feed your tank, how to breed your fish, and of course, it's geared towards goldfish. but I think it has a lot of useful information for all the other kinds of fish. One of the things I use the most often in here is the illness page, and if I can find it, I will show you. I think it actually goes well with pretty much every type of fish out there because most of the symptoms for a goldfish should be the same kind of symptoms for all the other fish. Oh, and they also go over aquarium plants and things like that. This book, honestly, is amazing. They tell you like size and capacities, how to buy your first fish. It should be in here. Oh wait, you know what? They make the front for a reason, and I never follow it. 147. All right. In here, this is how I diagnosed my goldfish because they just list off all the possible health issues and what the common symptoms are. And while these are primarily for goldfish, a lot of these do apply to regular fish. I've had a lot of these symptoms with like my guppies or my betta, and it also tells you how to treat them. So if you can go to a bookstore and find a book like this, it will help you immensely down the road. But I also recommend you join forums. Like I'm a mod on the Goldfish Keeper forum. If you go ahead and look at that too, you'll get a lot of great information from that. HC, hey, how's it going? Sorry, I was doing something else. Fishy wishes he is new. I was just saying. Eric, so what's the right process of doing a water change? I use a siphon. First, I use a siphon. I take about 25% of the water, and then I slowly reintroduce the water again. You want to make sure you slowly reintroduce because you don't want to shock the fish. So I set my bucket up high, set the hose in, and then just pump the water the exact same way I pumped it out, just to make sure the fish don't get shocked. That's how I also introduce medications into my tank. Like I'm using Metro right now to treat an internal parasite. I mix this into the water I'm adding back into the tank. That way it's already dissolved and everything's already okay. If something's seriously wrong, like your water's really murky or one of your tests just spikes for some reason, you have no idea why, that's when you do larger water change, like 75% or 90%. A lot of the times you don't want to clear out the entire tank. When I first started, I would empty out my entire tank, walk it down to the end of the hall, and spray it down with the water that had chlorine in it. And I would kill all the beneficial bacteria in one swing, and then I had no cycle. And I always wondered why my fish looked sick, and now we know why. Aquariums Unlimited, see you guys later. Good luck with your new tank, Eric. Peace. Bye, Aquariums. Nice to see you. Eric, thanks. Fishy wishes weekly water changes 25 to 50%. Yep. Eric, I did notice that the cichlids are way more chill since I put the old reptile heater under the tank. Yeah, because they require warmer temperatures. So while you can keep certain fish like my bilge loach and my goldfish, I keep them at room temperature along with my bettas and my guppy fry and my frogs. Some fish do require heaters. The three main things I always tell people when they start off a tank, what you need is a filter, an aerator, and a heater. Those are the three basic things, I mean, other than the tank and the water and the fish, that you need in order to start an aquarium. Those are probably the most costly other than the tank, but they're the things that really help later on down the road. Because even goldfish that are cold water sometimes require warmer water. If you want to breed them, you have to mimic spring season. If they get a certain types of fungus, only certain types of medication work in warmer water. So you have to change the environment they're in artificially, and that starts with heaters and aerators and all those sorts of things. If your fish, like your cichlids, ever happen to be sitting at the bottom of the tank, gasping for air at the surface, and you don't have an aerator or there's not a lot of water agitation at the top of the tank, something's probably wrong. And if a perfect person to ask is Liberty Bell cichlids, because they actually keep cichlids, I don't. But hi, Liberty Bell, how's it going? Eric just started a tank and he has some cichlids in it, which is kind of cool. I don't keep cichlids, so yeah, I'm not an expert in it. But what I can tell you is usually a health issue that arises right when you get your fish is something you did wrong a lot of the time. I know when I first got my fish, I didn't have aerators in it, and I didn't have the proper filtration, so things went wrong all the time, and I always blamed the fish until I figured out it was actually me. So things definitely do happen that you want to be mindful and cognizant of. Some things you can't help, but I think it's important that you get at least those things. Fishy Wishes says hi to Cichlid. Liberty Cichlid. Liberty Cichlid says, good, how are you? Eric says, hey, Liberty. I'm doing great. It's cold, it's snowing, and I have to work in a little while, but it's going good. But yeah, Eric, definitely check out Liberty Bell cichlids. He has a lot of great helpful hints, and there's some other people out there that I follow that keep cichlids, like Dion keeps cichlids, I think. IFS. I'm trying to remember. I have a lot of people on my list that I watch that keep things that I don't keep. So definitely check out those people as well. If you also are interested, make sure you check out the Facebook pages and things for cichlids. There's a lot of cichlid keepers out there. There's a lot of local organizations and clubs that keep cichlids that you could definitely check out as well. I don't remember what else you said you kept in there. Um, oh yeah, 2 jewel cichlids and some other African cichlid. That's bright blue that wasn't classified. Could it be an electric blue cichlid? Maybe. Eric says, I was told that keeping the tank at higher temps like 78 will make the colors pop. I don't know. I'm not quite sure about that. That's not my area of expertise, but I'm sure Eric or Liberty Bell could answer that for you. I know with goldfish, generally the higher temps you keep them, the more they eat and the faster they grow. So probably. Eric, yeah, I'm making it around to all the cichlid channels. Yeah, slowly but surely. I never even knew cichlid channels existed way back when. I wish I would have done more research before I started the aquarium hobby to know how big it is, so I didn't think I was alone all the time. Because a lot of the time when something went wrong, I thought I'm the only one that's ever went through this. It's my fault. Help me. I'm not doing anything wrong. I don't know what's up, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, you know, it's great. Down the wormhole says, "Hey Liberty, I don't know. Did you guys see my fry? I've been keeping a lot of fry lately. I have 2 containers of fry. I'm starting to get something bigger, but I don't know why Down the wormhole reminded me of fry, but it did. I have those. But yeah, other than that, I don't really know what else to tell you. Eric, I wanted electric blue, but no one had one, so I went with something that was just said African cichlid that comes in blue, yellow, and orange. You might want to check out Joey from King of DIY. They have some cichlids that are yellow and blue. I don't know what they're called. I'm terrible. I don't know. Cichlids just are not my thing. But they have some that are yellow and blue. They have like a yellow face and a blue body, or blue face and yellow body. One of those 2 combinations they have, and it's really cool to look at. I want to get into cichlids, and if I get into cichlids, I don't know what I'd want to keep. I don't want African cichlids, primarily just because I'm not interested in keeping a large cohort of cichlids. So I was thinking maybe like something like a flower horn. That's probably the only one I would want. My sister does have 1 peacock cichlid, and if you guys have any advice on keeping peacock cichlids, please let me know, because we are trying our damnedest with this thing. She had a parrot cichlid with it, and the parrot died, and that, I have no idea what happened. I think the store we got it from gave it to us, and it was ill, so we didn't, since I don't live with her, I didn't notice, and she didn't really notice anything different until like a couple days before it passed. Something went wrong, but now she has a peacock cichlid, and it's cool looking and everything, but it's not her cup of tea necessarily, so she was looking for something else to go with it, and I was trying to guide her in the right direction, but the last time I did it didn't go well, so I don't know. Eric says they are very high in price, a lot depending on where you go. I bought an electric blue cichlid for $70 at my local pet store for her, and her parrot cichlid attacked it. And we wound up with a dead $70 fish, which was interesting. Heather says the closest fish I have to a cichlid is a scarlet baddies. I'm probably saying that wrong. And they aren't even really cichlids. Yeah, I like. Oh, H. Jacob brings up what I was just about to say. Dwarf cichlids. I love dwarf cichlids. I like the shell dwellers. I could have those. I could have a bunch of shell dwellers. But I just don't really have them. I also want ram horns. There's balloon rams, not ram horns. That is wrong. I've seen balloon ram cichlids, and I want blue rams. That's really awesome. Those are what I want. Eric, I've heard peacocks are really nice and not as aggressive as jewels. That is true. The peacock Cichlid kind of just does its own thing, sits in a rock, and comes out and eats periodically and goes back in. Her parrot was out and about doing its own thing. I really do like the peacock, but it's just really boring, dull. Liberty, that sucks. Yeah. Eric, wow, around here they're between $10 to $20 each. Whew. Wow. Each deck with scarlet beds are my fave. Okay, I gotta look this up. I don't know what that is. Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I do know. I've seen them, but I don't know the name. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I've seen those around. I think at my local pet store they're just called Scarlet Gems. I think that's what they're called at my local fish store. Yeah, those are cool. Liberty Bell says, "What's up, HC?" Eric says, "I have to look them up, HC." Yeah, they're kind of cool. I like the reddish color they have on them. But more importantly, they remind me of bettas, just a lot cooler. But yeah, it's cool. I would continue this conversation on cichlids, but I really don't know much about them. Ishaquit's my logo fish. Oh! Look at that. I never noticed. I'm really bad. I'm not observant enough. Color was distorted. Oh, yeah. Kind of looks orangish. Eric, LOL facepalm. Yeah, my bad. I made a mistake. But I'm not a cichlid person. I couldn't tell you what's what. Now, if you ask me about goldfish, I could help you with that. I could help you with goldfish, maybe some guppies. Not all of them. I don't even know what my guppies are. Down the wormhole says, "Hey." I mean, like, bettas, in my opinion, I love bettas. I think they're cool and whatnot. But the only bettas I've ever had are the ones that I pick up from a pet store that are in bad condition. I never actually went out and bought, like, an expensive betta and was like, I'm going to breed these. I'm going to do something useful or productive with them. I've always gotten them, kept them for a little while, and then was like, oh, yeah, okay, I don't have anything else to do with them now. And then they get boring. I'm trying to think of what they're called. Wild bettas? Yeah, wild bettas. On Aquabed, they sell wild bettas all the time for like a breeding project. And if you buy them, they give you two, a male and a female, and then they expect you to breed them, obviously. And I would really like to do that if I had a spare like 20-gallon tank laying around. I think that would be really cool to do, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. I have a lot of other projects I'm working on. I'm working on my frog breeding project, my guppy breeding project, and then eventually I'm going to be working on my goldfish breeding project. So there's going to be a lot of interesting projects. Eric says, I got to head out. Thank you all for the info and help. Yeah, no time. Anytime. No time. Anytime, Eric. Make sure you check out all these people. They're wonderful resources if you need help with anything. But yeah, I have a lot of interesting breeding projects. I have some friends who have goldfish that are going to be sending me some in the summer. I have some telescopes, some calicos, some... I want to get a comet or two. I have a few other types that I want to get that are going to be coming to join my breeding project. And then, of course, I'm going to be getting a bigger frog tank because I need more room for them. And then I want to do a wild type betta breeding project. And there was one other thing. I think a snail and pleco breeding project. That's the other thing I want to do, is a snail and pleco breeding project. So I have a lot of projects, not a lot of room, and not a lot of money. So we're going to see how this works. I have some people scouting out Craigslist and Facebook and things like that for cheap tanks. And I'm scouting out people that are looking to get rid of their fish and things like that. So, hey, it should be interesting. I look forward to it. This summer, I'm living with my sister, so I have a lot more room to expand everything. I want to get a pond inside that I can put all of my goldfish in, and then reorganize them as we go. I'm running out of room in my dorm. I can't really expand anymore, and I can't really get rid of anything, and I don't want to get rid of anything, but if I keep expanding, I'm going to have to eventually. So I'm stopping. I'm making sure I'm done with breeding guppies for a little while. I'm going to grow these ones out, see how they turn out. If they turn out good and I do everything right, then I'm going to take them and sell them or give them to my friends and get more guppies and keep on that breeding project, because I really want to try to breed different things, and people have offered me money for them. So we're gonna see how that goes and hope for the best with that one. Do any of you guys have any breeding projects going on? I am actually curious because I know Susan has angelfish. Um, let's see. Challenge the Wild has snails, guppies, and I think that's it. And some other little people that not little people, some other people I follow have some breeding projects going on as well. So I'm actually curious to see if anybody is breeding anything out there. Wink, wink, and wants to sell it. Wink, wink. The Goldfish Rescue, I know, sells hers. That's where I got my blue Oranda from, which is no longer blue. My blue Oranda is now, like, not teal, but like silver with a lemon head. So its wen is all yellow. So there's that, and I don't really have anything else. Most of my updates are not significant at all. Little things going on here and there. Trying to get my goldfish healthy, so I no longer have to keep medicating its tank. I'm doing daily 75% water changes, so we can make sure that his internal parasite is taken care of. But other than that, there's not a whole lot going on. I look forward to continuing on making videos. I don't want to keep making videos about like internet personalities. And I said this during the video because, and I'm going to say it now because I think it's important. Internet personalities make a lot of mistakes. You can judge every little action they do, but it's really not going to make a difference because they're going to keep doing them. Logan Paul filmed a dead body in the forest. Then because of that, all of the little channels got punished for it, right? So now we're back to the point where he's coming back. He made an apology video. He's coming back, and it's just going to keep happening over and over and over and over again. It's never going to stop. But we can't judge every little thing he does because he probably doesn't know any better. But what we can do is reach out and educate the people that are doing things wrong. In the video, I kind of said, like, our humanity depends on us speaking up and about, like, animal cruelty and things like that. So I think we should be continuing on down that path and making sure that his supporters know that there's something wrong here. We can't stop him, but we can definitely change the minds and the hearts of the people who follow him. So that was kind of something that popped up, but one of the things that irritated me, I think, the most about Logan Paul was he got other people from the hobbies I enjoy, like reptile keeping and fish keeping, to join him in this pond quest he had. I don't know if you guys watched Camp Kenan, but he was there. He gave Logan Paul the turtle, and I saw that, and I was just kind of thrown back. I was like, oh my god, like, Camp Kenan is giving away or handing this guy a turtle and pretty much endorsing his pond, even though it's terrible. But, yeah, Bob says, LOL, Logan Paul is part of the Fish Fam now. I would never have thought that. Yeah, and Logan Paul and Jake Paul are now a part of the Fish Fam, and so is Jenna Marbles. I think it goes to show you that the fish community is the largest hobby in the world, but it has a lot of issues with it. In that same video where he was endorsing fish and saying he was a fish nerd, he made jokes about the California wildfire. So, while it is great exposure, it's also terrible exposure. He said in his video, he said, I'm a fish geek now, or something like that, as he's pulling his koi, out of a pond and giving it CPR on his deck. I think that's an issue. We kind of had a debate today in the Goldfish page because we're talking about ethical, unethical, real versus fake, like what's okay, what's not. And for me, that is not okay. A meme, yeah, it is what it is. But that, physically pulling out the fish, putting it on the deck, pretending to give it CPR for absolutely no reason other than pure entertainment is wrong. Bob said, yeah, we can only try to help them, really, at this point. I mean, well, see, okay, so people always mock, like, us trying to help them because they always think, like, oh, it's never going to happen. Like, they make millions of dollars. They don't care about us. But Jenna Marbles put together a tank, got all the wrong fish for this tank, put it together, and then a couple days later made a video apologizing for putting it up and saying that she shouldn't have done it that way. She learned better from that. People reached out to her and helped her, and she thanked them. She said that she reached out to Taylor Nicole Dean and all these other people, and they really helped her move forward from that point. That was like the one example I could find where somebody did something purely wrong and fixed it and then apologized. Everybody else just kind of does it and was like, yeah, whatever, it is what it is, and then moves on. And Logan and Jake Paul are just racking up the points against themselves. I made a video once already about Jake Paul and how he put 2 comet goldfish in like a 5-gallon tank and gave it to somebody as a Christmas gift. Logan Paul once put a goldfish in like, not goldfish, betta in like a half-gallon tank and gave it to his friend. Now he has the pond, and he once put his dog with a lion, put his dog on a zip line. There are just a lot of things that are really wrong with how he conducts himself, especially in the eyes of everybody who supports him. And I think the thing that hurts the most isn't that he does the things he does, because, I mean, he makes his money off that. It's the fact that people are still following him while he does it. I think that, out of everything, is what really grinds me down. I've seen people on Twitter defending him when he tased dead rats. Okay, so he tased dead rats. And while it might not be bad because, I mean, they were dead, it was still like, did you have to tase the rats? I don't know. Just some of the things he does really are weird. And you can check out all those things in the video over here, Dear Logan Paul. I am really excited about that video. I don't know if any but you guys were here when I was talking about it, but I put a lot of work into that video. As soon as I found out about it, I was on it, working on it, getting it out, because I figured it was an important enough topic to work a lot on to get it out there as soon as possible, because people are going to be watching his videos and thinking that what he's doing is okay, when it's really, really not. So if you could watch that video, give it a share, give it a comment, give it a like, do all those fun things, it would be fantastic. I also have a Patreon. You can find me there as well. All of those things are in the description down below. That's a Facebook page, and I'm a moderator on a Goldfish forum, so you should go look at those things. Everything is in the link in the bottom of my video, the last one. And yeah, Bob says, anyway, gotta go. See you later. Smash that like. Thank you, Bob. Smash that like. Heather, the problem with the rat tasing is that he has a massive kid following, and now there are going to be some kids that will want to try to tase animals. That is true. Yeah, 100%. They might have been dead, but, I mean, they might not be able to tell the difference. The other thing is, like, pulling fish out of water. Again, pretty bad. But then again, we have to look at it this way. He does a lot of stupid things anyway. His brother just uploaded a video, and the reason why I know this is because I'm not subscribed to them. They still pop up on my homepage. Part of the problem with the way AdSense works is if you get partnership and things like that, your videos still appear on the homepage. So when you log into YouTube, one of the first things you see is the homepage, and you don't just see the people you subscribe to, you see everybody. So when you log into the homepage, you can see videos. And one of the videos I saw today was Logan Paul, and it was him driving some kind of dirt, like, off-road vehicle with a blindfold on over a jump. And it's just like, you have massive kids following. You're, like, involved with a lot of children, a lot of ideas that children have, like Nickelodeon, and they're working on a movie for Netflix, or is it Netflix, or YouTube Red. So they have a lot of things that kids watch, and yet they're doing a lot of stupid stuff for pure entertainment purposes. But what they don't tell you is they probably have a giant camera crew somewhere and a lot of paramedics. So kids are going to try those things, and it's sad. So, there's nothing we can do about it, I guess, but rant and make videos like Dear Logan Paul, not to put it out there enough, but yeah, all those fun things. But I just wanted to pop on the stream today and just kind of say thank you all for everyone who's watched. Thank you all for everyone who subscribed, liked. If you won the 200 subscriber giveaway, I will be getting those things out to you as soon as possible. I think it was Madfish Diva. So I'll be contacting you soon. Wow, my brain's just going. I'll be contacting you soon about those. But if you want to contact me on anything, all my links are down below or on the description of the Dear Logan Paul video. But I am going to head out, so I hope you all have a fantastic night. I hope you all have a fantastic week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.